Tak tahu.
Alright guys, you never seen me before, but this is episode 3 of Tak Tahu Tanya. Thank you very much for joining episode number 3. Yeah. So this is so you never seen me before lah.
Kalau korang nak tahu, inilah teman baru kita. Siapa ni?
Tak adalah, baru sangat kan.
First time on camera lah.
First time on camera. I've probably never been on anything PLB related before.
The vlogs lah.
Yeah, probably the vlogs
The
are,
vlog
but
that
I'm very minor character in those vlogs.
So Adi.
Aku tak macam Dan dengan Zaki lah. Diorang videographer. Aku just the guy behind the scenes buat digital marketing and copywriting. So and I would like to think that because of the nature of my job, aku might know a thing or two about real estate lah. I like to think so, but this is where you guys correct me lah.
Okay, boleh.
Yeah, so as usual, I mean, as part of the nature of this podcast, aku dengan Zaki will ask you several.
Adi, why so serious, Adi? Before the shoot, main-main serious.
Sabarlah, belum baru start je. Let lu weh.
Actually kalau kita nak berbual sekarang kan pasal topik yang kita nak berbualkan sekarang, what is it actually?
Okay, so
what's on your mind? Tell us.
Apa yang kau tak tahu?
What is the topic at hand right now?
The topic at hand okay, so sekarang dalam kat office kan, tengah kecoh pasal kondo and isi
kan?
So like, tapi aku, you know, like in a macro scale of things, like on the surface we know like EC is like HDB. How do you say this? HDB
macam HDB
branded by
hybrid punya produk
It's a product of HDB. And condos are like private, fully private. So like as a consumer of these potential homes, like why would one decide to go on an EC to select an EC as opposed to macam kira dah time nak upgrade
so what makes EC macam so attractive lah?
Yeah, what's the differences?
Is it like murah gila compared to condo? Is it, what's the attraction factor? Like I'm sure there are people who reside in an EC yang ada probably more cash in hand yang ada those who tinggal dalam condo. So am I right to say that? So like why are people deciding between the two? Am I missing something?
Actually kalau nak berbual pasal EC, actually I don't think korang tahu apa tu EC. EC tu short form untuk executive condominium. Okay, so executive condominium versus condominium, which is pelik sebab dua-dua condominium. Tapi apa different dia actually? So korang expert kan at this matter kan? Cuba korang expert.
Okay, so basically condo, bila kita cakap pasal condo is macam private lah. So condo is all built by private developer. Tapi kalau EC is built by private developer juga, tapi it is actually a program by HDB. So
kira collab lah, macam collab
Condo X HDB
macam HDB macam dia project manager,
HDB X
developer is the
gitu.
But before we touch on the eligibility, I think another thing to take note of to answer your question, what makes EC is very attractive is the fact that kalau you are going for an EC, for example lah, macam 3 bilik ke 4 bilik, kalau in the normal new launch private market, then your price will be way higher. So that is the main attractive point about EC is since it is actually provided by HDB at the start, so then your pricing pun in a sense macam subsidized as compared to market rate lah.
I can give you example lah. So macam earlier this year there was the debate between Parktown Residences and Orel. So just more context.
Orel kat mana?
Orel dengan Parktown Residences kat Tampines.
Okay.
Dengan mana Fadila tinggal lah kat situ.
Kau expose Fadila macam gitu.
Okay.
Shout out to Tampines, man. Best food in the world, in the east.
So during the launch time, there was a lot of debate going on whether like yang mana lebih bagus. Should I go for Orel or should I go for Parktown? So what are the key differences? So this is something that we want to share also lah. So first of all, like what Ramzi said, in terms of the launch price, ECs tend to launch at a more palatable price in terms of the like a slightly lower amount.
Cakap pasal price, then there's a reason why EC is the criteria is very strict lah. Sebab dia price
dia
kan
ada
very
kriteria
attractive
juga.
So there is a very strict criteria. Dia kita panggil apa? Eligibility criteria. Eligibility bahasa Melayu aku tak tahu. Sorry.
Okay lah, aku tak apa.
Okay. Eligibility.
So to get it straight. So EC kirakan macam government private dengan condominium is fully private. Betul?
Betul. So condo private developer fully private. So diorang follow macam the normal private rule, market rules lah, macam SSD semua. You can sell buy anytime tapi based on the SSD buy stamp duty semua lah. Kalau EC they will follow HDB punya regulation lah. So EC kalau beli new one baru punya still kena fulfill MOP lah.
Waduh. Actually kalau kau tengah jalan-jalan kan, kau tengok, kau pergi everywhere kan, kau tengok all the condos kan, kau boleh tahu tak mana satu isi mana satu condo?
Honestly not lah. Pasal they kind of look like each other.
The same.
They just look the same actually.
Actually there's one way to tell.
Some ECs is better than some
how you tell?
I think there's one way to tell. If you look at the letterbox, right? The letterbox EC look like the HDB letterbox.
Ni kat bawah dalam lah.
Dulu like in Pasir Ris.
Tak lah, I've been to condos.
Ni isi yang mana?
Letterbox semua.
The letterbox look like
all the same.
HDB
Bro, letterbox.
Oh really
Sama.
But letterbox only you can access when you are inside the condo.
Tapi I've been inside lah.
Okay, boleh ada macam ada dia telltale signs lah. Kalau kau tengok dia punya signage, maybe kat bawah ada executive
by
condo.
HDB.
Tak. Bukan by HDB lah. Macam
the oral that's by HDB.
Kau ada logo dia. The arrow.
Collab bro. Why they never like on social media like put a real or what?
Developer
X HDB then got influencer.
Tak boleh lah. Sebab HDB governing body.
But you know how like governing bodies start to use influencers to
Actually government macam sibuk
stuff. Yeah.
Government macam sibuk Macam private nak buat condo, habis diorang macam actually on the piece of this.
Okay. So what's the reason? What's the reason?
Okay, so maybe I can share why the government has like decided to create the concept of ECs. So they label ECs as like a sandwich class in between macam HDB dengan condo. Yeah, so they want to make upgrading lebih senang untuk orang. So that's what they created the concept of ECs. So ECs pricings, if you look at the the price, it is like the middle pricing between HDBs and private condos. So for example, sekarang if you look at OCR area, if you look at a brand new condo sekarang, macam for example sekarang ada apa Springleaf Residences, example, at the current time of recording lah. Some of the 3-bedroom premiums there are maybe about 2 million, 2.1 million.
Right.
Yeah, and a similar size for HDB is probably about around the area. Maybe Springleaf there's no HDBs, tapi macam areas macam Woodlands, Yishun nearby. Maybe the 4 rooms there are going for about 500k, 600k. So ECs are like the median pricing between the two. So if you're going to go for a 3-bedder EC in currently sekarang in today's market, it's probably about 1.5, 1.4, 1.5. So the whole rationale is to tolong orang.
Kira ni macam be inclusive lah
Yes.
Kan inclusive lah, but it caters to macam class of Singaporean lah.
A very specific type of buyers lah actually.
Kira-kira macam
because there are certain restrictions also with ECs. Yeah, to when buying ECs compared to buying a private.
Kalau nak beli EC today, aku nak beli EC, what was my eligibility criteria?
You throw the question to me like that, right?
You expert kan?
Bukan kita tanya, asli lah. They're taking our jobs.
Senang ni podcast korang dua buat.
Okay, let's talk about the eligibility.
Kalau orang nak beli kan, dia punya eligibility. So basically you talk about a sandwich class.
Yes.
Okay. So kirakan orang yang HDB upgraders ni, diorang macam orang nak beli HDB, diorang ada eligibility by itself already.
Yes.
So is it the same eligibility for HDBs or is it macam like a totally different macam criteria?
So let's talk a little bit on like what is the eligibility to buy EC. I think this is a very common question lah. Banyak ramai kita punya klien pun tanya. So for eligibility to buy EC, you need to fall within the HDB eligibility criteria juga. So it's not macam private where one name you can just buy yourself after 21. You know. So kalau kau beli EC, you have to follow the family macam for example the family nucleus eligibility criteria for HDB. You have to form a family nucleus. Then you can go and buy a HDB. So for example, if you want to buy with your mom, your dad also can. But you have to form the family nucleus.
So dia kirakan macam HDB kalau a single person 35 to buy a HDB is the
Same thing applies lah.
Actually boleh tapi
tak. So for HDB, BTO atau SBF semua, single boleh beli under themselves lah. Tapi they are only entitled to macam 2 flexi. Kalau single, kalau nak beli new launch EC, boleh. Tapi you need to buy under the joint single scheme. So,
diorang ada scheme diorang sendiri lah.
At any situation, if I'm buying a 1 bedder or a 5 bedder, aku nak kena beli dengan members.
EC won't have 1 bedder or 2 bedder.
Okay, then at least 2 bedder. At least a 2 bedder. So from 2 to 4 or 5 bedder, aku nak kena.
Actually, even 2 bedder very rare already.
Oh, is it?
Nowadays when the EC launch is usually 3 bedder onwards.
Dia macam nak promote family.
Kira 2 bedroom not family standard lah to them.
So kirakan EC kalau nak beli,
kecil sangat.
You have to form a nucleus lah.
Kira aku dengan Zaki, like we can form a nucleus lah. Doesn't have to be family or members boleh. Kira aku dengan Zaki boleh apply lah.
Boleh. Kalau tapi kalau Zaki dah kahwin tak boleh lah.
Kira dia pangsa
have to be joint single scheme. So kena semua orang kena single.
Betul.
Okay, faham. Sebab tu namanya joint single kan. Okay,
so kalau Zaki nak beli, he cannot buy himself. Kena beli dengan wife.
Yalah, correct.
So the wife will.
So he needs to choose between me and his wife lah.
Correct.
Yeah. So family nucleus is the first one.
Second one is the income ceiling. So because for ECs, because it's already undervalued, right? So when people want to buy ECs,
undervalued. Like what
in terms of the price, if you were to compare macam EC price dengan condo price, naturally there's like a big macam disparity between the two prices.
What's the ceiling again for?
The ceiling for ECs is 16k. So at the current juncture of recording, it is 16,000 in terms of the max income. So you cannot exceed 16,000 if you want to own an EC.
So dia betul-betul sandwich class ni
HDB apa 14 lah?
16 lah.
Sorry?
HDB is 14 right?
14 correct.
Betul.
For joint family 14.
BTO atau kalau nak apply apa
SBF.
SBF atau nak apply
14
grants
and then the difference is just 2 grand.
Okay, yeah.
Actually bagus lah benda ni.
I think it's good lah because kalau if let's say if the income is above 16k, then there will be more people that apply.
Yeah.
And then right now, even if you were to see the sale rates for the ECs, for the new launch ECs, it's very high. So it's definitely still in demand here in Singapore.
Yeah, I mean like kadang kalau if they make macam all these ECs, right? Then you tell me there's gonna be condominiums new launches also. Why can't they just make everything an EC? And then because ECs will eventually become condo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So ECs will be privatized after 10 years. So how it works is the timeline. Let's say you buy from launch, then you fulfill TOP, and then 5 years later you fulfill your MOP. That's when you can start selling.
Okay, tapi that one is a macro concept already. About EC kan, the punya land is actually released by HDB. Tapi kalau condo is by GLS. So it's privatized. So it's commercial aspect. So that's how government also make money lah. Government pun buat duit.
Tapi kalau GLS
so they cannot do everything EC mah. Kalau tak government pun tak buat duit lah.
Okay,
gitu.
faham.
So there is some form of macam the financial aspect to it lah.
Faham.
That's why HDB is this EC is actually macam the alternative for Singaporeans who are stuck in the middle lah. Macam Farouk cakap sandwich, stuck in the middle, tapi diorang nak be able to upgrade or be able to still live the life macam condo punya lifestyle lah.
Okay. So kita sekarang try to zoom out a bit. Macam like try to see in a physical point of view. EC dengan condo, kalau korang tengok dua-dua ni, these two things, right? Diorang actually sama kan? It's technically both still a condo kan?
Physically lah. Macam kalau
dalam segi facility.
Like if you look from outside, like kalau kau tengok dari luar, Tengok lah. It's like
Dia tak ada by HDB.
Dia macam condo lah. Dia basically condo lah.
Yeah.
Cuma the only difference is dia punya price and also who developed it lah. Macam who like which.
Yeah. Tapi untuk isi take note lah. Dia punya first owner semua ada 5 tahun MOP. So lepas tu diorang boleh jual. Ya, diorang boleh jual. Tapi can only sell to Singaporean atau PR.
Faham.
Lepas 10 tahun lepas tu boleh
when it's privatized then you can sell to the
foreigner.
So 10 tahun we considered fully privatized lah. So macam in that sense dia EC status macam loose. Dia become macam biasa lah, macam biasa
private condo.
So kalau like dari segi nak buat duit kan,
dari segi
nak buat duit, so if I as a EC owner, would you recommend me to sell during the 5-year MOP or wait until privatized?
That one is really depends on your kau punya family planning really. Sebab
let's say aku apply dengan Zaki lah, kita join.
Dia selalu nak apply dengan aku.
Kalau join Zaki actually lebih susah.
Tapi Zaki Dan tak ada kau.
But that one is all case by case basis, bang.
Bang
Bang, dia abang aku bang.
Bang. Case by case lah bang. Bang ni case by case lah bang.
Okay. No, yeah, but like, no, so it's not a concrete thing.
Kau dah catch your off guard lah kau panggil dia bang.
Dia muka merah bro.
So red already.
Aku tak nampak Adi ketawa macam gini kau tahu tak?
I'm not saying the MOP sure kena jual lah. Need to look at your plans kan. Kalau family dah macam apa, kau punya anak semua dah pergi primary school kat nearby punya sekolah semua, susah
but in a
profit
money
lens,
profit angle.
Profit way boleh lah, tapi
which is better, the 5-year mark
you have to look at the season.
So for example let's say you fulfill your MOP, but if you see the current market right around your area, for example Pasir Ris, like I give you one example lah. So for example, if let's say you just MOP at Pasir Ris area,
then surrounding all got HDB.
Yeah, the surrounding around HDB. Then there are some new launches coming up. There's a lot of exciting developments in the area, and your pricing is still considered slightly undervalued after the analysis. Then I think it's worth to keep going lah.
There'll be an interest pool somewhere.
You need to look at the season which you are entering to lah.
Because right now also I would personally recommend some of my clients to buy resale ECs if they are looking for macam a good investment.
Right.
Yeah, those that just fulfill MOP, sometimes I feel like I look at the price. Yeah, I'm like, actually it's quite attractive lah. It's quite a good investment.
Okay, so we're talking about macam dia punya price kan. So the affordability, how cheap is it actually?
So this one,
dia cakap korang
how cheap is cheap, man?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually sekarang tak cheap lah. Okay, but
of course
let's go back to the
let's be real.
The financial financial income.
Ada macam
the financial eligibility. Okay, so the income ceiling is 16,000 kan. Yeah. So take note, kalau nak beli EC right, it's not based on total debt servicing ratio punya regulation lah, which is the normal
55%.
one, which is the normal one kalau nak beli private condo semua. This is based on mortgage servicing ratio, which is similar kalau nak beli HDB.
Yes.
Yeah. Tapi you are not using HDB loan, you are using bank loan.
Allah, tak boleh pakai HDB loan lah dia.
Tak ada lah, HDB untuk HDB je.
Tapi diorang keep cakap HDB.
They should make like an EC loan.
Tapi ni bukan collab ke dengan HDB?
So boleh pakai barang-barang HDB.
Asal financing pun tak boleh collab.
Kau complain about HDB.
Besok aku
right feedback lah bro.
Kau ni macam HDB lah bro.
Okay, nanti besok aku settle.
Okay, so kalau take note so it's based on MSR, and MSR is 30% lah.
MSR tu apa? Kau break it down. What does MSR
mortgage
mean?
What, they factor in only 30%?
Faruk, MSR tu apa actually?
Okay, so basically I give you a scenario. So let's say you
Aku tak nak senario Faruk. Aku nak tahu apa tu MSR.
MSR is mortgage servicing ratio 30%.
Senang cakap. Senang cakap. Aku nak senangkan percakapan aku.
Cepatlah bang.
Bang, cepat bang.
Okay, senang cakap, whatever income you own per month, okay, mortgage servicing ratio is a limit to how much you can use your income per month for your total commitment.
Okay,
loan
faham.
Okay, so mortgage servicing ratio is 30% of your monthly income.
Okay, faham.
So let's say for example, you earn 10k income, your monthly servicing can only be max 3,000.
Okay.
Wow.
Mm.
So take note lah. So kalau 16k income ceiling, then your loan berapa?
Yeah,
How
so
much loan can I take?
Yeah, maybe I go back to my scenario because like this is very relevant also.
They're very excited to tell me the scenario, man.
So let's say
Ramzi berbual dia macam my turn.
this is extremely relevant.
Next time just cut me off, bro.
Okay. So let's say you earn 16k. Okay. Let's say you earn 16k. Your loan tenure is 30 years. So what's the difference between MSR and TDSR? So based on $16,000 income, based on TDSR in today's, based on 4% stress test rate, your TDSR will be about, your max loan will be about 1.6 million, 1.7 million. Okay. That is for 16k income, 30-year loan tenure. MSR, different story. Okay. Because let's say you own, let's say you have 16k income. Then now you're thinking like, oh, my wife earn 8, I earn 8. Then, should we go for a condo or should we go for an EC? So what's the difference? Let's say you have 16k income, your loan tenure is 30 years. You're looking between an EC and a condo. What's the difference in the loan? So if you were to own a condo based on current stress test rate 4%, your total loan is probably about 1.6 to 1.7 million. That's your loan. That's a loan that you can take for the private condo. But if you were to buy an EC based on 16k income, your max loan is only about 980k.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't even exceed 1 million.
Because of MSR, right?
Because of MSR. So you can only loan less, even though you
So
earn
you have to be cash,
a certain amount. Yes.
cash healthy.
Betul.
Yes, that's correct.
So that is actually the main concern for new launch EC buyers. Then the concern, because of the income ceiling and the MSR, it restricts the loan amount. So any remaining punya balance diorang kena ada cash and CPF for it.
Kirakan cash dengan CPF banyak ni, kena ada banyak.
So kirakan kalau sekarang you look at the new launch EC projects, 3 bidder sekarang berapa?
1.5, 1.6?
1.5, 1.6. Itu kalau kau punya max loan macam 980k, how much?
And it doesn't matter, which means if you buy 3 bidder, 4 bidder or 5 bidder, 980 will still be your max loan.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but 980, take note, is a ballpark figure lah.
So pasal affordability ni, I got one question for you. You were talking about MSR, right? Like it was what, 30%. So 30% kalau aku ada, let's say aku ada loan kereta, is it already factored in, or on top of that I will be will it be calculated on top of my car
on top of the MSR?
On top of my MSR.
Oh, okay, that's a good question.
So kirakan dia macam factory in lah.
For MSR's case, actually no. So the difference between TDSR is total debt servicing ratio is based on all your loans. So your credit card loan, your car loan, your housing loan. But MSR is strictly based on your housing loan only. Because if really they calculate from MSR lens and then they deduct your car loan also, then from that point it's like how much can you loan?
I'm dry, man.
Then confirm susah already bro.
Yeah. So I think the 900 already dah rabak. 900,000 dah rabak. And then you want to buy a 1.5 million house. Gone now bro.
So
gone. Orang tu keluar, dia keluarkan poket, ada peanuts lah.
Okay.
That means if I buy an EC, I can buy myself a ridiculously expensive car because they don't factor in my loan. They not good financial advice, but
tiba gila ni Adi, ni tiba-tiba.
Yeah, because if they not factor in my MSR, I mean the car loan, I can be flexible in the car I would like to drive.
Okay guys, disclaimer ni semua. Kalau korang nak try, korang try.
But okay, that's good to know, so that, because macam like I also thought lah, kau potong sampai 30%, aku tinggal apa saja for mortgage. Yeah, and that is even at 8,000, but you're left with 900 plus.
Yeah. Because everyone still has a TDSR like generally. So even if you buy like an EC at 30% MSR, then your car loan will be capped at 25% lah. Yeah. Because you cannot exceed 55% anyways.
Correct.
Yeah, but for housing, let's say you take private, you can take full 55% housing.
Yeah.
But if you take, if you buy EC, you can take 30%.
Yeah. So basically, TDSR is the overriding umbrella lah.
Apa-apa loan lah.
MSR is 30%. You can still go take as much
overriding payung.
Tapi it's up to 55% lah.
So
kan you tak boleh beli kau punya JDM semua.
Oh man. Tapi in a nutshell macam still have orang isi ni.
Itu pasal lah.
Cash rich and CPF rich.
Tapi take note lah.
Banyak duit tau nak kena pakai.
Tapi take note kalau resale EC buyers, is based on TDS so tak ada MS.
Provided tables have table
but actually like EC owners, why a lot of people like to buy EC because of the undervalued portion, right? Is because later when you sell 5 years later, usually the amount of profits are very attractive. So that is why, although the cash portion, yes, is heavy, that's why a lot of buyers still float to buy EC because the potential appreciation is high lah.
So kirakan lepas diorang dah launch ni, I mean dah resale ni, dia kirakan private yang baru lah.
Tak, we only reach private status lepas 10 tahun.
10 tahun. So 5 years dia
so you're like semi-privatized after 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, you can sell to resale buyers, you can sell to Singapore citizens, you can sell to PR, but you cannot sell to foreigners. But okay, to me, my opinion is I don't think it matters so much lah. Because even if you wait 10 years, you sell to foreigners. Now sekarang at the time of recording, foreigner ABSD is 60%.
Yeah.
So if
I was a foreigner, I wouldn't buy a property.
Yeah, your likelihood of a foreigner buying your house is also low.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't think it matters so much.
Gone were the days.
Okay guys. Okay, we talk about like EC punya affordability kan tadi. Sekarang kita nak tanya pasal EC punya locations. Sekarang
korang ada favourite EC that's upcoming tak? Like
upcoming.
Like you been on the ground, right?
The EC land plot lah.
Ramzi, you have?
Like what?
The Tampines West punya.
Tampines West
opposite Tampines Safra.
Dulu Padang saya, hutan saya. Dulu like I live there.
Dulu Bukit.
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 Like then like full of vegetation.
Yeah, sekarang
like,
dah.
Now if you drive
what's that the condominium has
pen left like sejak bila saya ada bangunan
tiba-tiba dia macam
last time at night is colder. Sekarang macam there's noise.
Things change guys.
Panas
So that's your favourite plot. What's the project name?
I mean, of the new ones lah.
Still there's no project name yet.
It's a land, still a land parcel.
Land plot lah.
At the time of recording, yes.
Land plot designated untuk EC lah. Yang second punya
is a jalan loyang besar.
Yang
the one near it's just opposite downtown East.
It used to be an
open
empty parking. Siapa yang lepak downtown East dulu kan?
Parking tu nak hilang.
That legendary parking.
Tak ada lagi.
Yes. Ni budak Woodlands pun tahu
tak suka ni jalan loyang besar. Aku park punya motor kat sana. Kau tahu kemahalan nak park kat dalam mana.
Exactly. So that time aku nak pergi downtown, like the parking, they closed the plot because of they want to build this condo, right? I go in downtown East and came out after a couple of hours. $6 saya kena.
Couple of hours bro.
Guys, siapa-siapa nak beli EC tu, at least the very least kau kat depan.
Okay.
But inilah downtown.
Sekarang, what is your favourite resale EC? Your favourite
Aku
EC
tak ada favourite resale
EC.
Aku suka new launch lah. There's this new launch. I think Farouk mentioned earlier in the show,
Apa?
Springleaf. It's not an EC lah. I like Springleaf because
apa?
I like
the
I love Springleaf Prata. Shout out to Springleaf Prata.
You like the location?
Yeah, it's like in front landed, belakang hutan, and it's like
sebelah expressway.
Paling penting is sebelah expressway. It's like one traffic light away.
Yeah.
To me, that is the ultimate, the ultimate
SLE kan?
Yeah, the ultimate connectivity amenity.
Yeah, actually to be honest, it's not really a bad thing though. It's a good thing actually.
Tak ada shopping mall.
Tak kisah, aku pergi JB punya orang je. I don't care about shopping center lah. Like for me, that's why personally for me, right, I feel like Springleaf is. I looked at the floor plan. It's like the dumbbell layout for the 2 bedrooms. Yeah. It's also my kind of layout lah.
Nak beli?
Tak mampu lah. Aku mana sandwich macam korang je. Tak ada. Aku cakap aku suka.
Dia kena extremely FF. Okay, sekarang kita ada satu scenario Sekarang saya member ni, aku ada satu member ni, nama dia Ami. Okay, dan Ami dia actually, dia kirakan dia dah MOP lah rumah HDB dia. Dia sekarang nak beli, dia pergi balian dengan bini dia pergi balian. Okay, I think it's time we can buy an EC lah. They can afford to buy an EC, so they want to upgrade. But upon reaching there, dia realise that dia kena bayar resale levy lah je.
Resale levy tu apa?
$45,000. Rabak.
Dia macam ABSD tapi resale version.
Aku tak tahu lah. Tapi dia orang kena bayar.
Lain je.
Oh lain.
ABSD.
Yalah.
Kira-kira diorang stun lah. Diorang kena bayar benda. Diorang thought diorang macam hit dia punya eligibility factor. Tapi diorang tak. Apparently diorang are second timer buyers from HDB. So how is that a problem? Macam sekarang diorang kena upfront tak dia punya levy cost. Diorang kena bayar. So diorang sekarang tengah stuck.
Educate
Jadi
us
eventually
about
dia beli ke tak? Beli ke tak?
In the end, aku tak tahu ada beli ke tak. But that's the scenario that he point out to me lah. Dia tak boleh proceed lah bro. Tak salah aku kan dia tak boleh proceed. Dia kirakan dia dah stun.
Dia tak ada dia cash lah.
Ya, 45,000 because macam dia dah ada macam sui-sui lah untuk buy that house. Tapi dia tak expect dia 45,000. Dah exceed dia punya budget aku rasa.
Okay, so dia dah MOP kan?
Dah ada MOP lah.
Berapa bilik? 5 bilik.
Yes.
5 bilik. 5 bilik dia mesti lebih
45. So basically when you buy your second subsidized flat from HDB, you will be paying a resale levy. So this doesn't apply for EC only. It also applies for PTO or SBF.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the rationale is that when you buy your first property from HDB,
brand new has to be brand new.
Your first subsidized flat from HDB, when you buy your second subsidized flat from HDB or anything that is subsidized by HDB for your second time, then you will be eligible for resale levy. This is like, I think fair lah. Okay, for me, I think fair lah.
Rasa macam tak make sense though.
It's fair. It's
Sebab
really fair.
macam everybody who's buying the EC are all HDB upgraders. So technically everyone will be paying that 45k.
Yeah, because your first round, you already buy BTO for a discounted price from the government. Then secondly, you buy an EC that's also at a discounted price. So technically, kena
tarik balik
clawback sikit lah, you know.
Really 45,000 tak boleh bayar pakai CPF lah.
Tak boleh.
Bayar pakai
straight cash.
Resale levy.
Okay, so kalau Zaki, kalau kau punya kawan Ami dia dah choose your unit semua.
Yeah.
Actually he can still proceed lah. Dia belum jual punya 5 bilik kan? Belum.
Yeah.
So nasib kalau tak tinggal bawah bridge.
Okay. So two things. So two scenario kena bayar resale levy before key collection. Tu kena bayar cash macam lump sum.
Right.
Tapi kalau dah collect key collection, so bayar resale levy, belum lagi bayar resale levy from the sale, diorang akan deduct.
Oh, boleh gitu.
Any cash proceed lah. Tapi kalau tak enough, tak cukup, kena top up lah.
Okay.
So take note.
So that's the concept of resale levy lah. If you buy your second subsidized flat from HDB, you will be eligible for resale levy. So that is something to take note. It's from BTO to BTO or BTO to EC or EC to EC. Also counts.
So anything that falls under the HDB arm lah.
As long as
but if you buy a resale, then nothing lah.
Yeah, resale tak.
If you buy a resale HDB,
okay, faham.
To summarize, kita punya advice lah untuk kawan-kawan ni. Actually, he can still proceed lah. But sekarang maybe he might need to sell first lah sebelum dia collect the keys. See how much the cash proceeds is. Kalau boleh have some buffer untuk the resale levy, proceed lah. Kalau tak boleh, then then kena forfeit lah.
Actually Ramzi, if you were Amir, will you proceed?
I will proceed lah. Ni
tapi dia punya rumah nak tinggal mana? Dia nak jual
opportunity.
No, as in like, will you back out from the deal or
I would not lah. Kalau so macam kalau tak ada choice lain, I will sell first. Maybe kalau aku ada macam ada family relatives, kalau boleh tumpang duduk sekejap 2-3 bulan ke apa ke 5-6 bulan ke, ada kawan-kawan boleh lah, see how lah. Tapi it's a good opportunity lah.
Okay guys, rapid fire lah. Okay, sekarang kita nak habiskan with a bang. Okay, kita nak piu. Okay, so Adi, let's go. Start question number 1.
Okay, isi dengan kondo pula. Betul lah. Isi dengan kondo ni, so in nutshell, sama ke tak sama?
Tak sama lah.
Generally tak sama.
Sama but tak sama.
Sama lah tak sama.
Same but different.
Entry price tak sama. Later resale market sama.
Tapi on the outlook standpoint, sama lah.
Definitely sama.
Outlook.
Okay.
Semua rumah.
Question number 2. Betul ke tak, kalau kau single tapi kau earn banyak, kau masih boleh beli isi tak?
Salah.
Okay. Sebab dia isi ada strict eligibility apa?
So tak boleh lah.
Kalau single kena beli dengan kawan-kawan yang single. Lepas tu dia income 16k lah. Dia scheme punya income 16k.
You can only buy under the joint single scheme.
So tak boleh.
If you are single like nak beli satu orang, cannot.
Dia rumah
Tak
dia
boleh.
punya duit banyak gila tak boleh.
So kira kan kalau
Money can't buy happiness
Menikam banyak isi lah.
Money can't buy easy.
So kira kan kalau korang dua nak beli together, lepas tu Zaki dah earning macam 15k per month.
Tapi aku masih beranggur kat rumah.
Tu boleh.
Tu boleh.
Tu boleh. Sebab below 16k
Zaki.
Tapi kalau kau kalau kau earn macam 5k per month dah 20k lah. Tak boleh lah.
Okay, interesting. Alright, question number 3, let's go.
Okay, so what are the EC plots? EC plots in Singapore we should look out for.
Tadi dah share apa?
Jalan Loyang Besar and Tampines West.
No, like, are there any in the West not?
As of now,
But not this year.
No concrete plans for new ECs as of now lah.
EC is not as
The only
popular.
two that is like coming soon, the next two is the Tampines and Jalan Loyang Besar. That's all.
Okay.
But the rest are all macam the
Yang
the land
Tampines
haven't
is
tender.
okay. Sorry, aku select this question. Got any ECs like near MRT?
Ada.
Like so-called condo got integrated, right? Are there ECs that are trying to be like this?
Integrated.
Yeah,
Integrated
as
EC.
close as or like as close lah, or like mixed development.
I would say Orel is
EC.
one.
Yeah.
Is Orel at EC at Orel at
Apa
Tampines.
dia?
Yeah,
Orel EC at Tampines is one of the
macam walking
developments that's
distance
closer
lah.
to MRT.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually when you buy EC is
Yeah, that's why. So that's the
Tak dekat
one
dengan
of the
MRT lah.
differentiate. But then again, integrated condo is another level of condo already.
tu
Mahal gila.
Wah, tu best gila je guys. Best gila.
Kau boleh imagine HDB bikin
That's why.
integrated EC.
Nanti aku email.
Integrated EC.
Yeah.
Bawah ada shopping mall, atas
Yeah.
ada MRT.
Bawah ada primary school.
Ada primary school.
Yeah.
Atas ada swimming pool.
Ada
Wow.
swimming pool.
Okay guys.
Ada community club.
Kita go for the fourth.
Okay.
Let's go for the fourth. Kita punya rapid fire tak rapid sangat lah. Okay. Dia punya last question. Last question. Last question. What are the benefits of an EC as opposed to buying an EC
ni
than a private condo? What are the benefits?
This question might shift the market kalau Zaki tanya.
lower loan amount.
Nampak?
Lower loan amount because of the MSR.
Okay.
I mean you buy a subsidy
ke?
price, tapi kena at least stay for 5
Yalah,
years
macam
on the
tadi
MOP.
we've established that EC have orang boleh beli.
Betul lah,
Cash
So-
CPF fix.
So dia kirakan macam apa tau? Dia kirakan macam dia murah tapi kau tak boleh forget the fact that kau tengah beli rumah. So dia murah for the price of the house. But for like macam for paying wise it's a totally different ball game lah. Yeah. So I think that's something that korang nak kena take into account kalau korang nak beli EC.
Yeah.
Alright.
The down payment aspect lah. I think that
Yes.
one is a lot of people overlook sometimes.
Because there's a quick example. So
Levy
let's say
pun.
you buy macam $1.6 million 3-bedroom EC. Your loan is 980. This is the max loan by the way. So you are looking at down payment of around 700k, 600k. With buy stamp duty will be about 700k, about that 650 to 700k. Actually with 700k, if you go to buy a private, you can buy up to like 2.2, 2.3 million.
Okay.
About that. So you can think in that perspective also lah. But the main difference is that if you buy a private compared to a EC, in this kind of case, then your loan amount for your private is higher. So you pay a lot for the down payment, but you also loan a lot. But for the EC's case, you pay a lot for the down payment, but your loan is comfortable.
Faham.
So that's the main difference.
So,
That's the benefit lah.
Okay. Faham. So jadi kau dah faham what
Lebih
is
kurang
an
lah
EC?
Yeah, no much more.
Lebih kurang oxymoron.
Okay.
Lebih kurang. Okay, I do lah. I mean, I do. Okay, I definitely learn a lot from them. Like I didn't know about the MSR percentage and kalau the loan kereta doesn't end up, they don't really factor in. Eligibility is one, and then like we just learned that orang EC actually have.
There's actually a lot
because
of
of
things
the
that you
MSR
should
thing.
need to know about lah bila nak beli EC.
Yeah.
Actually, but in anyways, kalau korang ada any questions about ECs that you guys really still macam like in your mind, I mean nak terfikirkan kan. You guys can ask these two gentlemen over here lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Ramzi and Farouk.
PM kita pun boleh. Nanti kita tolak kat diorang.
Okay, kalau korang tak tahu kita siapa, kita tengah buat podcast ni namanya Tak Tahu Tanya, and we are under Rumah PLB,
which is also under Property Brothers.
Yes, which is also under Property Brothers. So korang kalau belum follow, pergi follow kita Rumah PLB SG dekat Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. Okay. Kata kalau korang mau follow lah. Kalau korang dah follow bagus.
Tak paksa.
Kalau korang nak tanya question, kalau korang tak tahu nak reach dorang, korang boleh just email kita juga, rumahplbsg@gmail.com. Okay guys? Boleh?
Boleh.
Alright, without further ado, that's the end of the episode. Thank you for listening to us, and ciao.
Ciao. See you on the next one.
Okay, good evening.